In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating how to use a tool on the website FET Interactive Simulations. This one has to do with projectile motion, and this website is full of simulations that are useful towards physics content. So let's take a look at this guy. So it's got multiple different sections. This first one shows how speed affects the distance that an object can travel. So if we increase the speed here, it's going to go farther. And if we decrease the speed, it's not going to go far at all. It also shows how it doesn't really matter what type of object you're launching. It's going to go the same distance. It also shows how air resistance affects the distance a projectile travels. So that's that first section. Second section looks at vectors. We can look at how diameter affects it, and with air resistance on, you'll see that it makes a significant difference. However, if the air resistance is turned off, it makes no difference at all, which is really interesting. We can also look at vectors for velocity. So you can see that arrow pointing, that's the direction of velocity. There's the direction of acceleration, which with a projectile object is always going to point down. And then here is the force vector. Two more we'll take a look at. This one looks at drag. So a typical ball shaped like a circle. And then you can see how the amount of drag changes how far something can travel. So there's a greater amount of drag. And there's a more aerodynamic kind of shape that reduces drag, and you can see that this goes farther. And then you can also mess with things like altitude, which affects distance traveled. You can barely see it there, but it makes some difference. And then finally, we have this one, where again you can look at the initial speed, diameter, and especially the effect of gravity. So you can see regular gravity is 9.81 meters per second squared. Travels like this. If you turn up the gravity, it's going to travel a lot farther. And then if you turn the gravity way down, it's going to travel a lot farther. Alright, so here's this tool, this simulation for projectile motion. And when I think about using this in a physics classroom environment, I would say that this would be a very effective tool. It deals with concepts like force and velocity and shows how they work. It looks at drag and its effect on a projectile motion. It shows how different velocities and air distance affect projectiles' motion, and overall would be a really great way for students in a section focusing on force and motion to be able to simulate this in an interactive way so that they could learn on their own. So overall, I would rank this a very effective product that I would definitely use in my own classroom in the future.